Fest is back. The two-day rock and roll party leading up to the original Kiss Cruise will be on October 27th and 28th in the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Proudly brought to you by Kiss Rum, Kiss Cold Gin, and Yamaha. Day one festivities will be a Bon Voyage party held at the host hotel, the Doubletree in San Pedro, hosted by the one and only DJ Noiz. Party with your fellow cruisers while Noiz spins the tunes and mingle with our special musical guests. Then stay for the Kruise Fest comedy, punchlines and backlines comedy show produced and hosted by Courtney Cronin-Dole. Featuring one of Hollywood's funniest rock and roll comedians, plus a Kiss Army fan favorite headliner and a special guest rock star doing their first stand-up comedy set. Day 2 features a 5-band live show at the historic Yost Theater featuring tribute bands Fair Warning and Dress to Kill, along with the Iron Maidens and headliners Slaughter. Plus, a special performance by the original members of Fraley's Comet, Todd Howarth, John Regan, and world-renowned drummer Anton Fig. All this, plus charity raffles generously sponsored by Sixth Man. Don't miss this exciting event. Start your rock and roll vacation off at the only party in town, Kruise Fest. That's Kruise Fest with a K.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to episode 73 of the Kiss Army Nation podcast. This episode is part of a series of Kruise Fest specials, and we are your hosts. I'm Pasquale Veri.
And I am Claudio Spera. Welcome to the show, everyone.
So in this episode, we're going to discuss everything this event has to offer with Kruise Fest organizer Joe D'Angelo.
And we will later be joined by DJ Noiz, who will be spinning tunes in his own unique way at this event.
So let's begin the show with the man himself, Joe D'Angelo.
Hello, Joe, and welcome back to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Anyone who has organized an event, especially one as big as Kruise Fest, knows there are going to be challenges for sure. But this year, Joe, you are faced with a very particular one, a very unique challenge, which is the inclusion of the second cruise from Kiss, okay? How has this impacted Kruise Fest?
Well, quite a few ways, actually. First and foremost, Bruce Kulick was scheduled to be our headliner. And we had basically gone to contract and ready to go and had all the I's dotted and T's crossed. And of course, they booked the second cruise and they wanted Bruce on it. And Bruce came to me and says, Joe, I'm really sorry. I got to do the cruise. And I basically said, Bruce, it's a Kiss cruise. You should be on it. And he, he's a very great guy, very gracious. And I, we just moved on. But, I had a couple other bands that were on that are now on the boat that were scheduled to be at Kruise Fest. And I lost those guys. So it's been a lot of roster moves, a lot of changes. We probably lost, a few hundred people to doing both cruises, so they won't be able to make Kruise Fest. But all in all, the event is still coming together nicely. I think we've got a pretty good amount of people just going on Cruise 2 to be at this event. But, look, any event has challenges. This one had more than many. Plus, I'm in New Jersey and the event's in Los Angeles, so it's logistically been difficult. Mm-hmm. But, we're making it work, and it's going to be a great event, I think.
Of course, of course. I think it is clear for everybody that you will need to adapt, but it will not make Cruise Fest any less spectacular than it has been in previous years, especially when you have passionate and dedicated KISS fans on your side, which we all love you. So Pasc and I are really honored to be part of your organizing team. Can you tell our listeners a little bit more about other people on your team who's helping and volunteering?
Sure. First and foremost, my wife, Patrice, she's for 33 years, she's been by my side through countless events and projects and tours and concerts. And she's the anchor that keeps me grounded. We've got, obviously you guys, DJ Noiz, who's a part of it, and his girl, Jessica Sapio, I believe is the last name. She's involved and very helpful. Jules Frazier, Eric and Julie, actually it's Julie Oman and Eric Alberti, and there's a crew of other people, Jose Morales, who designed the logo, or at least one of the logos. And I always hate when I'm trying to think of names because I don't want to miss anyone. But guys like Jim Maiden, who's been around for years helping these events, he's helping remotely. There's just a ton of people that have been involved that without them, this doesn't happen. One that I really need to mention, and I hope you don't mind me keep going on this, is a guy named Greg Crane. Greg is playing drums in a Dress to Kill tribute band that evening, the second night of Cruise Fest. Greg lives in California, Los Angeles to be specific, and he has been my MVP. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The guy's he's been incredibly helpful. He's super, super cool. You know what? Sometimes, and I'm a very spiritual person, I do believe that you're meant to meet people in this world for reasons. And I think that Greg was put in my path so the two of us could work together. And I'm very pleased about that.
Love it. Thank you.
So, Joe, regardless of, the addition of a second KISS cruise, another challenge is organizing Cruise Fest in LA. What are some of those challenges?
Well, speaking of logistics, for example, we have the host hotel, which is at the DoubleTree. We'll get to that, I'm sure, at some point. But I had a really cool amphitheater booked near that hotel. So it made sense to have the two. They were only a few miles apart. But unfortunately, the dates weren't able to work. They had to cancel, blah, blah, blah. And it left me hanging with a venue. So I found another venue, a great venue, actually. I think, to tell you the truth, Greg helped me get the venue. And, now the distance, the problem is the distance from the hotel to this venue. Instead of being 6 miles, it's 26 miles. So, now you've got to create transportation for all your guests. So we set up party buses that people can buy. And that's, logistically, there's always something thrown at you. It's the experience of how you've done these before and different types of events that lets you figure out ways on the fly to solve the problem and move forward.
So, Joe, despite these challenges, you've really managed to put together an amazing show, and I'm so looking forward to it. So let's talk more about the locations, the hotel and the venue.
Okay. We booked at the Hilton DoubleTree in San Pedro. And we did that because logistically it's close to the port where the boat is leaving. And at the time, it was close to the amphitheater we were going to have the show. So it all made sense. It's also right on the marina, and it's going to make for a really cool atmosphere, which I'm excited about. But we sold it out in like 3 days. So we needed another one. So there was a Holiday Inn up the street, Holiday Inn Gateway Torrance. And now we have sold out 2 hotels, about a mile and a half apart. But everything is happening at the Hilton DoubleTree. So if people want to be there, they'll have to come from the Hilton from the Holiday Inn down to the Hilton. But it's going to be a lot of fun. The other venue where people will be shuttled to in the party buses is a venue called the Yost Theater. The Yost is a 110-year-old theater. And if anybody has any of these old theaters in their town, and I know near me, I got some in Brooklyn and New York and Philly, they're really cool. This venue is no different, except for the fact that it has a state-of-the-art stage, sound, and light show, which now means for us and Cruise Fest, we don't have to rent any of that. That's part of the package when you get the venue. So I think the Yost is going to be a great place for people to enjoy a show. It has about a 1,200 seat capacity, but we're capping tickets at half so that we can keep the room nice and open for people to have plenty of room to see the show. And in COVID times, you also don't want to pack people in on top of each other either. So we're just trying to be thoughtful to people in their time out there having fun.
And how exactly is transportation going to work, like between hotels and between hotel and venue?
Between the hotels is basically on you. It's only about a mile or so apart. You could literally walk it. But you may want to take a taxi or an Uber or something like that. If you don't want to walk it, it'll be nominal. From the hotels, and I say both because the shuttle bus will go to both hotels to pick you up and take you to the Yost Theater on night 2 to see the concerts. The catch is you have to buy these tickets in advance. I can't tell these people enough to make sure they understand that, because inevitably there's going to be people who come up to me the day of and want to buy a ticket, and if we don't have room on a bus, I can't sell you a ticket. It will be first come first serve. If there's 2 or 3 open spots, we'll sell those 2 or 3 open if somebody wants them. But to make sure you're guaranteed a spot, buy it online. You got to go to cruisefest.com. It's Kruise Fest with a K. There's a link on the homepage. It says book your party bus, and all you got to do is click it, follow the directions, and before you know it, you'll be taken care of.
I checked online, and there's a 4 o'clock and a 4:15. The 4 o'clock is already sold out, and there's only 4:15 left.
Yeah, and we're looking at adding another bus for 4 o'clock too.
Okay.
Because the doors are going to open at the Yost around 5, and the first band should go on around 6-ish. So I want to make sure that the people are at the venue and have a drink in their hand in time to see the first band.
You got it. That's right.
Now, you mentioned it's a party bus. I mean, is it literally like a party bus where you go in there, there's music, and there's what's
It's we're old. I'm old, and I know a lot of the people that are going on a kids cruise are old. So it's not like you don't want to pay $30-$40 or whatever and get on a school bus.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck, putting the windows down, and no, we didn't want to do that. So what I did was it's $55 round trip. You are in an air-conditioned bus with a bathroom. We're going to be having music piped in, and I'm working on beverages on the boat too. So,
Nice.
On the buses as well.
And Joe, how far is the hotel to the actual cruise?
To the cruise, it's not that far. It's about a 20-minute shuttle ride. And the hotel, at least the DoubleTree, offers a free shuttle from the hotel to the port.
Okay.
So what's going to happen with people staying at the Holiday so they can go to the DoubleTree Hilton and then take the shuttle from there?
They can, but the shuttle will actually pick up at both locations.
Oh,
So
at both. Okay.
Yeah, if you're staying at the Holiday Inn, just buy your ticket for the Holiday Inn and you'll be set.
Okay.
What essentially, when you check in at registration for Kruise Fest, at the registration table, we'll have a list of people who are on that the party bus list, and they'll get a wristband. That wristband will be they'll have to obviously have to be wearing it to get on and off the buses.
Good.
Okay.
Good. So, Joe, as in previous years, you put together a 2-day event. Okay. Can we start with day one? So, what should the fans expect for day one?
It's funny. I didn't know what to expect for day one either when I started this. And I'll just give you a long answer, and I'll try to keep it short.
Oh, go for it.
What we wanted to do,
take your time.
What we wanted to do was originally at the amphitheater that we were going to have the concerts at. Night 1 was going to be Tribute Fest, and we had 5 tribute bands. Night 2 was going to be 80s Fest, and we had 5 80s bands. And it was, we were really pushing a big double bill ticket. Would have been a lot of fun. Unfortunately, when the amphitheater wasn't able to make things work on their end, it just became problematic to do a 2-day event with concerts both nights. Mm-hmm. It's a lot for people to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I'm trying to make it a little easier because, quite frankly, and this is for me too, I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be working, and my poor wife is going to be working on vacation. You two are going to be working on vacation.
Yeah.
We want to try to make it as simple as possible. So night 1, we decided we'd keep it to the hotel. That way you don't have to go anywhere really. So it's just going to be at the Hilton. We're going to have registration all day. We'll probably do our meet and greets for the VIP that day during the day. And then at nighttime, DJ Noiz will launch into the Bon Voyage party, which is going to be in the hotel. And then after he's done, around 10 o'clock, we'll start the comedy show, which is hosted by Courtney Cronin-Dole, who is awesome. I really have grown to love her. She's just such a fun, great person to talk to. And she got Hal Sparks, who is a huge Kiss fan. He's in Nerd Halen, and he's been in lots of TV shows too, as well as the one and only Craig Gass. And Craig needs no introduction. Anybody who's a Kiss fan knows Craig Gass. So that's the first night. And, you know, there's a lot of tricks up our sleeve. Courtney and I are working on rock stars to come up and do stand-up, which should be fun. One of them that we're talking to that I believe is going to do it has never done anything like this before, so it'll be their first time doing it, which I think is kind of neat. So, you know, and it's all going to be in one spot, so we can just check in and stay. I've always done the stay where you play thing. That was kind of always the mentality. You know, and you know, we come up with these catchphrases when you're trying to push an event, but it's true. It's easy. You're on vacation. It's just so much more simpler to just stay in one place. So that's going to be night one, and then you know, we'll wake up the next day and start day two.
There you go. So what about day two? So already with day one, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So now tell me about day two.
Day two.
Yeah.
We're going to get up in the morning. The registration table will open. And we will be doing nothing really during the day. It's kind of to you on your own. There will be tables and there'll be guys selling stuff. So if you want to check out the vendors, you know, but that doesn't take all day. You can check your stuff out and then you can go see LA for a little bit. I'm trying to keep it in mind that everybody is on vacation. And then you just make it back to the hotel by 4 o'clock or so you can get on the party bus to the Yost. Now, once you get to the Yost Theater, you're going to see there's the bands we have lined up. We have Fair Warning, which is a Van Halen tribute, and they're really good. There is Dress to Kill, who is the Kiss tribute, who I told you about earlier, Greg on drums. We have the Iron Maidens, which I'm really stoked about, Up the Irons. I really love those girls. I've been wanting to see them, and now I get to book them, so that's pretty fun. We're going to be doing the Comet All-Stars, which will consist of you know, the guys from the Freeley's Comet doing their jam with Keith Robert War on guitar and Force Anton on drums, which is great. When's the last time you saw Anton play with these guys? So that should be fun. And then Slaughter is going to headline the night. And I think Slaughter is really going to bring down the house. They are in a very electric live band. I think they're going to be a lot of fun. Now, I don't know if you guys mind, but I could break some news on this if you're interested.
Oh,
of course.
Today, I added a new band. Another band to the roster, which I have not made public yet, but I will be soon. I have booked Love Drive. Love Drive is a Scorpions tribute band. They are one of the top Scorpions tributes in the world. And according to Klaus, the singer from the Scorpions, aside from the Scorpions, there's no one better.
Yeah, I love those guys. I know them. Yeah, I love those guys.
They are fantastic. So they're going to be playing on the bill too. So I'm going to be putting together a schedule and putting that up on the website real soon so people have a schedule of when the bands are playing. And one other thing we booked that we just announced the other day, if you are a Kruise Fest VIP, you will be getting a meet and greet with Vinny Appice.
Oh boy.
And I'm a huge fan of Vinny, and I think it's going to be great. We're doing Kruise Fest drumsticks, so he will sign that drumstick for you as part of the VIP deal. So if you haven't become a Kruise Fest VIP yet, you should, because we have a lot of other stuff to reveal in the next week or two that's going to make it worth your while.
And actually, there's not many tickets left for VIP, so better hurry up. Yeah.
Yeah, the VIPs are usually the first to go. So
the
general admission, you know, like I said, we're capping that at 6. So we have a few left. But the VIPs, that's a little tighter.
No, Joe, really impressed with the lineup that you have in store for all the Kiss fans. I don't know how you do it. Now, imagine that you were asked to do like a short cameo video on each of your invited guests. So you want to sell your guests to the Kiss Army. Let's start with Courtney Cronin-Dole. What would you say about her?
Previous Cruise alumni. She's a Kiss fan, works with Kiss people, and does the punchlines and backlines that has been phenomenal at all the different Kiss events that she's done it.
I shouldn't ask, but Craig Gass.
Yeah, hey, Craig Gass is, what's great about Craig, and I'm going to give you kind of segue, but he's going to be doing the MC on night 2. So between all the bands, you're going to hear him. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Wow. And Hal Sparks.
Hal Sparks, huge Kiss fan. His comedy is going to blow you away because he's targeting some of it towards Kiss, which is going to be fun for any of the Kiss fans. And he's in a band called Nerd Halen, which if you haven't seen, YouTube them. They're hysterically fun.
So if we continue your cameo presentations, what about the original members of Frehley's Comet?
They're some of the best people I've ever worked with. And if you haven't had the privilege of seeing them live, Todd, I joke around because Todd always tells me, he's like, oh, I'm tired. I'm done. I'm looking forward to another couple of years of this, and then I'm going to have to hang it up. And then you see the guy on stage and you think, my God, he's got 30 years left. So I'm looking forward to those guys. I think everybody else will enjoy it too.
And Anton Fig. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
How cool is that? I'm excited that I'm able to pull that one off because I love it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, incredible. So let's continue with your cameo presentations. Let's actually finish it off. Your thoughts about the tribute band Fair Warning?
Fell into them by accident, and I'm so glad I did. Van Halen came out of California. These guys are out of California, and I'm telling you, VH is in their blood. Everybody who sees this band is going to be blown away.
Nice. Dress to Kill.
Another band, another great tribute band. They put out just raw energy, man. It's a lot of fun. When you watch their videos, they're just loaded with energy. And, like I said, they're just such good guys. That comes out when they play. And I think people are really going to enjoy meeting them, too. They're going to be a lot of fun for the fans.
I saw the Iron Maidens. I believe they opened up for a Live 75 a few years ago. An incredible band. It's an incredible band. What are your thoughts?
I am a big fan of the Iron Maidens. I actually wanted to see them recently at a venue near me and didn't make it. That would have been the first time I've ever seen them. I've seen their videos online and I've watched them, and I really thought they were just exceptional. So when I was putting things together, they're an LA band too. So I wanted to get them involved with this event from day one. I tried to get them involved with previous Kruise Fest, but some of the people that I had worked with previously, they didn't really dig it. They didn't know if the Iron Maidens and Iron Maiden in general would resonate with Kiss fans, but I definitely see a symbiotic relationship there. So I'm looking forward to it.
And of course, the headliner, Slaughter.
Yeah, here's a funny story about Slaughter. First off, they've been around since 90? So you're talking over 30 years. These guys are still crushing it all the time. They're touring regularly. People are still going to see them and picking up their music. And I actually started dating my wife in '89. And when I met her, she was a huge Vinnie Vincent fan of the Invasion. Of course, from Kiss too, but she loved Vinnie Vincent Invasion. It was the 80s and hair metal, and she was 16. So it was perfect. But what wound up happening, of course, is Slaughter spawned from that. And Slaughter became bigger to her than Vinnie Vincent because she just loved that first album. Was phenomenal. The second album was great too. So we've been fans really since the beginning. So I'm looking forward to having them headline this event and basically, blowing out the candles on my cake because this is the last Kruise Fest for me. We're hanging our hats up after this, so we're going out with a big hurrah, as big as we can.
And Joe, I have to ask you, when you heard about the second cruise being announced, and you've done this before, all the work that goes into it. At any point did you say, "Why am I doing this? I should."
Yes.
I love it.
Yet you're still doing this.
And I still am. Part of it was, again, it was Patrice. I guess she just loves me, man, because she knows that I always wanted to do something in LA. All the years I was booked in bands back in the late 80s and through the 90s, and trying to get yourself out to LA. Even if you just played in LA, you made it, because that was like the mecca for all of us who were growing up at that time. So it's kind of like I don't want to say a feather in my cap, but it is. It's something that it's a bucket list item,
Yeah.
And she rode with me on it. Things have been tough. Attendance is not what it was because we're losing people because of both cruises. Instead of being on one cruise and coming to Cruise Fest first, they're doing the first cruise first, which means they're not at Cruise Fest.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely, have had some difficulties, but we priced everything accordingly. This event is not an event that we're trying to make money on. We're just trying to get to the break-even point, cover our costs, throw a hell of a party, have fun, and then go on our cruise. And I think we're going to pull it off, and I think everybody's going to have a hell of a time, and we're just going to look back at it and go, wow, we did it.
I'm sure you will. And Joe, just to wrap up this portion of the episode, let's talk more about general tickets, general admission, VIPs, and anything else that might be waiting, for the fans at Cruise Fest. So this is your time. So give us all the info that we need.
All right. First things first, you go to cruisefest.com. It's Cruise Fest with a K. Everything is there. If you want to buy tickets, you can click on the home page. There's links. There's an order ticket page. Breaks everything down. You've got 4 ticket options that you can buy. You can buy a Cruise Fest VIP, which gets you preferred placement at this show. You're like right up front in front of the stage. We're going to have a private bar for the VIPs, so you don't have to come back out of the VIP area. You can just stay up there and get your, drinks. You're going to meet the guys from the Comet and get there's going to be a commemorative poster that's going to be pre-signed, plus they're going to sign stuff. You're going to get to meet Vinny Appice, and he's going to sign your drumstick. And then if you want a picture and some other stuff signed, he's going to be selling them real cheap for you. So that's a perk for the VIP. Plus, of course, if you're a VIP, you get entered to win a Yamaha drum. Yamaha is one of our sponsors. And Yamaha is giving us a drum for all the bands to sign, and a VIP member is going to win it. Something else we're going to do only for VIPs. We're going to pull 3 VIPs, and them and a guest are going to be a part of the backstage experience. And we're going to take them backstage at the Yoast to meet the bands and see things behind the scenes that we all get to see when we're running the event. And it's kind of cool to walk back there and see the gear and see the guys and people hanging in the green room or whatever the case may be. And that's what we're going to do for 3 people. So there's a lot of reasons to be a Cruise Fest VIP. That to me sweetens the pot and makes it worth the while. We will also be launching the store soon, very on the website, also at cruisefest.com. That will have our merchandise, which is going to have 2 different shirts, the drumsticks, and a pick set with 10 different picks in it. Now, 9 of them are going to be, I'm going to show you. The 10th pick is going to be a surprise pick, and trust me, if I showed it, everybody would buy it, but I just want to make sure I don't step on any toes. So I'm just going to put it in the packet for everybody. So you got the VIP. If you're not a VIP, you need to be. Then there's the general admission for 2-day, which is $125. That gets you both the comedy show and the Bon Voyage party with DJ Noiz, as well as the Yoast. And then you can buy a single day. If you live in LA and you just want to come to see the comedy show, it's $50. You can hang out and see the DJ and do all that and hang out. If you live in LA, or if you're a cruiser and you're coming in late and you're going to miss the comedy show, but you want to see the concert, $100. So it's cost effective. You're going to get 6 bands for $100. We're going to have drink specials at the Yoast, courtesy of our sponsor, Drink It Up by Kiss, which is going to be the Kiss Rum and the Kiss Cold Gin.
Okay.
We'll also be pre-selling their bottles in the store soon as well, within the next week or so. So there's that. Basically, it's a nonstop party for 2 days. I want everybody to enjoy themselves. Go to Cruise Fest. If you click on the contact page and you ask a question, you want to know what's going on, you have a specific anything, you want to know something, it comes directly to me. I will answer it personally, and I will get back to you with whatever answer you need. So I hope that people come out to the event. I hope if you're local to LA, you just come out and rock with us for a night. I know we're all going on the boat on Saturday, but there's no reason why we can't all party together on Friday. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that, we're reaching out to some LA contacts now too. And there is some interest. I mean, it's LA. People are, I've already talked to guys from like the band Steel City. They're friends of mine. I think they're going to come out to the event and just hang out. I know Vinny Appice is going to be hanging around. Might be some guys from the Bullet Boys. I've been reaching out to them. So how cool would it be if you're sitting at the bar in the Hilton and you look over and there's Vinny Appice just having a beer? I mean, this is Los Angeles. This is the atmosphere we're trying to create, and I hope people come and enjoy it with us.
Love it.
It's going to be incredible. And I'm sorry, if you're a Kiss fan and you're going on the Kiss Cruise, you need to be at the Kruise Fest. Absolutely.
I agree.
So, Joe, thank you so much, A, for being on the show, but more importantly, for, going through the trouble of organizing this amazing event, not for yourself, not to make money, but you're doing it for the fans. And that's what being a Kiss fan is all about, man. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thank you for having me. I love the show, so I'm always honored to be a part of it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I concur with Paz. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing, Joe. And Patrice too, and the team. It's amazing. And you're going to pull through. It's going to be a big success, remember.
Thanks. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
Can't wait to see you at Kruise Fest.
There is one more invited guest on Kruise Fest that we didn't mention, and that's because he's here with us right now. So to discuss his role on Kruise Fest, his Navy, let's welcome DJ Noiz. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Welcome, my friend.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Nice to be here. Hello, gentlemen.
Hey.
So glad to have you back on the show. And, in the last episode, we talked about, everything that you do. And today we're going to focus more on, promoting your role on Kruise Fest. But before we do that, just a little bit about you, because, DJ Noiz has a unique style that especially appeals to Kiss fans. Why do you think that is? Why do you think Kiss fans are drawn to what you do?
I guess because they've never seen anyone do what I do, which is basically mix rock tunes on beat and also mix in, a lot of rough cuts from Kiss in between my sets. It's just they can honestly feel my vibe as I'm playing, because this is something I've been doing basically since I was an early teenager. I've been a DJ since, 13, 14 years old. Born a drummer, turned into a DJ. Basically, I love doing both. And, they just feel what I'm doing. It's something that honestly, it's like when I first started doing the pre-parties with the Kiss cruises, I remember having a bunch of people come up to me telling me, man, that is really cool. I've never heard that before, where you're mixing songs on beat, introducing other songs, doing effects. They kind of got drawn into it, and I'm blessed, I could say. Mm-hmm. It's a cool thing.
It really is.
Thank you.
So, DJ, all of the Kiss fans know that you have played on the Kiss Cruise and the Kruise Fest too. Uh-huh. So, for the purpose of this episode, what was it like playing on previous Kruise Fest events?
Well, let's see, the one I'm wearing right now, 2019.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
That was actually very, very cool. Joe actually, with his wife, they and the help of other people as well that were involved, too many to even remember. But they put on a great thing at the I believe it was the Hilton. Yeah, the Hilton right here in Miami, right by the airport. And I don't know, they just did a wonderful thing. They had John Corabi outside doing an acoustic thing by the pool. That was amazing. I was doing also the pool thing outside. We had Ace signing inside. He was able to meet people, take pictures with them. It was just really fun. We had a lot of artists there, and the vibe was just great. And that was all to Joe and Patrice that put it together. And we're looking forward to doing it again 3 years later now in LA. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I'm always interested in your opinion. You have a very unique way of looking at things. So, in your opinion, what makes Kruise Fest stand out as a pre-Kiss Cruise party? Why is it different than others?
Once again, Joe D'Angelo and his wife Patrice literally go all out. And, when they say that they're not making $1 on this, guys, believe it. They're not. This is all for the passion. And being that it's obviously the last one they'll be doing, because this possibly might be the last cruise, at least the last one that Kiss is performing on. They're doing this for the fans, man. They're doing this for all the people that have the love for this band, and putting a nice pre-party on right before. And it's just, the way Joe does things, and this is why I love him since the first day I met him on Kiss Cruise 1 with his wife singing our lungs out to another girl DJ that was outside at some club, during Kiss Cruise 1, the pre-party. But They're just amazing people, and they really go out, and when they say they're going to do something, they do it, and they do it well. They really do it well, and thanks to all the people that have helped along the way. Like I said, it's too many to remember, but them being the main people putting it together, they just do a really good job, and they really bust their butt for everyone to have a great time.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
So as you know, Joe has been faced a lot of challenges with this particular Kruise Fest because of the inclusion of another Kiss
Week
cruise.
one. Right, correct.
So how do you feel about then this year's event compared to previous years?
Good question, because I've never missed a cruise, and it makes me wonder if I'm actually still going to keep my perfect record, because I'm still going to be on Kiss Cruise 11, but I'm not going to be on the newly added week 1. I'm on the original week 2. It's just impossible for my girl and I, Jessica, to take 2 weeks off. She has her job, I have my gigs that I have to do. So when the cruise rolls around, we plan this. But when they added that second show, hey, God bless anyone that could make it. All the power to them. But we decided that that's just too much. And she has an important job to take care of. I also have places that I have to be loyal to. That if I miss more than 1 week, they're not going to be very happy. Places that I play where I'm a resident at. But, like I said, all the power to the people that are doing it. They obviously, from what I understand, did it because there was a lot of people that obviously after the first cruise sold out, the original one, it sold out like in 3-4 days. They were a bunch of people that were upset, and they obviously were like, man, we didn't even make it to the list and all that stuff. So I understand why they put it together, and, I'm hoping it does sell out for them as well. I think there's still some cabins available from what I understand, but they're given the opportunity that whoever can make it on 2 can make it on 1. And that's pretty cool. Did throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into what Joe has been trying to put together, but the man is a magician, and he obviously knows how to work around it, and he's doing some really cool things for the people that are not going on the first one and might get to LA a couple days before, come enjoy one hell of a show.
Right. So despite the inclusion of a second cruise and the changes that had to be made for the Kruise Fest, how do you feel about this particular event compared to previous Kruise Fest events?
Well, like I said, there was one Kruise Fest event. It was 3 years ago, and that one, obviously, for the first time, Joe literally put that together with the help of other people. It went fairly well. Now, I've done like a lot of pre-parties as well, like the Living in Sins, that I believe started in Kiss Cruise 2. That was our first one at the Holiday Inn. And, that was always a great time. And I believe Joe did become a part of that, helping out where he could, until he decided to do his own. And I believe that was right around Kiss Cruise 7 when we didn't come out of Miami. We came out of New Orleans. He put that together, I believe. Well, actually, someone else with him put it together. But that's where I believe he got his feet wet to learn how to put it all together. And then by the following year, he did one. And then he did the first Cruise Fest, I believe, which was right around Kiss Cruise 9. And then obviously COVID hit. And now he's putting another one together. So in the last 2-3 years of Joe basically being part of these things and doing them, he's been doing a great job, and it just gets better and better every time. So I'm looking forward to this 2 event that he's putting, because he's really going really balls to the you know what.
Absolutely.
Like yeah. Like Accept would say.
Now, you mentioned that you've done a lot of pre-Kiss cruise parties.
Yes.
What are you going to bring that's different to this particular Cruise Fest?
I can honestly tell you that what I do, it's like I don't. Sometimes people ask me if I plan what I'm going to play, and absolutely not. I may, say, okay, wait a minute, I'm going to be playing maybe for 3 hours, and I'll pick let's say I'll go into my rock metal folder that has thousands of songs, and I'll start picking out songs and make like a set list of 50 songs, but I never stick to them. I never do. Something always pops into my mind, and I bring that in. It's like I spin out of just like sheer, at the moment, I'm just a person at the moment. Whatever I feel, it comes to me, I just go with it. I don't really plan anything. I may pick out some songs, but I don't really plan to play them in a certain order. And I don't even stick to those songs sometimes at all. It's just it comes to me, and what I bring to the table is basically not just a DJ playing one song after the next. I'm, mixing songs together. I'm doing like a couple of effects. I do like, intros of a certain song where you think that song's going to start and another one kicks in from that same artist, stuff like that. I just bring a little oomph factor to the table, doing these pre-parties. And I've been I'm grateful enough to know that, the people I've done it with before, and including Joe, they've loved it so much that they continue having me be part of it. And I'm truly blessed for that.
Well, definitely. It's from what you're saying, I remember, being part of your shows. It's always a surprise, and this is what we need, right? So it's never the same. So we are with so much history, so many years of music, but we're always, so excited to see what you have to do. Because I think that Kruise Fest is the right place to be, just to be doing this, and this is amazing. So thank you for everything that you're doing.
My pleasure. Just the fact that people like what I do, it means the world to me. This is what God put me on this green earth to do: play drums and be a DJ. So that's it.
Super cool.
And what's amazing about this event, like we were telling Joe, it's like it's from the fans to the fans.
Correct.
It's just an amazing event. And again, if you're a Kiss fan and you're going on the Kiss cruise, you need to be at Kruise Fest.
Correct. And you know what? He's just trying to break even with all the bands and all the talent that's there. And any money that is left over, every single cent is going to go to that, to the Down syndrome. I believe it's called the Down syndrome. I forgot the name of it. I'm so sorry. It's something for Down syndrome, kids with Down syndrome. That's going to go to that charity. That's what I meant to say. A charity.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Going to go to that charity. Every single cent that may be left over. So we're going to obviously have a table there set if anyone wants to give any type of donation. That would be great because it would go to a great cause. And like I said, anything that obviously is left over from ticket sales is also going to this cause. Nobody's making a dollar doing this. Everybody's doing this. As far as the people putting this together, where I'm included, as the DJ, we're all doing this for the love of the music, the love of the best band in the whole wide world, and just being together one last time for one final hurrah, So, yeah.
But that's the thing, right? This might be the last time the Kiss Navy is going to come together and see each other face to face.
Yeah.
Kiss cruise.
I honestly believe, guys, that Kiss may be done touring as far as, touring, Australia, Europe, and South America, and Japan, which is pretty amazing when you think about it. They're doing all of this now. They may stop touring, but I believe, I know they're in their, already getting into their mid, Gene's going to be, 73 in 2 days,
Yeah.
On my birthday, I'd be 51. Anyway, so... yeah, it's like I believe there'll still be something going on, and I believe Kiss fans will get together, but it just won't be like a Kiss cruise or a Kruise Fest. There'll still be some things going on, but I would highly emphasize, if you guys want to have one final hurrah with a nice group of people, where it's going to be a large group of people from people all around the world, definitely check out Kruise Fest if you're definitely going to go on week 2 to the cruise. Absolutely.
So let's wrap up this episode with the following. So if you were asked to do a promotional video on Kruise Fest, what could you say? In other words, why should Kiss fans go to this event?
Basically, like what I just said a moment ago, I can honestly say that, look, it's going to be the last time we actually get together for an actual fest, pre-cruise type of party. It's going to be the last time we'll be surrounded by so many people from other parts of the country. Like I said, I believe that people will still get together for some Kiss things here and there, some conventions. Maybe Kiss will play some lounge somewhere in LA and people will go to it, which obviously will have probably a certain limit of people allowed in it. So, there's certain things that are going to be happening that I'm sure Kiss is not going to stop. Obviously their merchandising is not going to stop. That's obviously never going to happen. But it's just an event that I honestly believe people will not want to miss. Whoever's going on Kiss Cruise 1 will miss it. But like I said earlier, God bless them if they're able to go on 2 cruises, spend 10 days on a boat. That's really great. But if they're literally going to go on Kiss Cruise 2, they come out just 2 days before the Kiss Cruise. They're going to see 2 amazing shows put on with nothing but the heart from people that want to make a great spectacle of this. I mean, this is just something that has been talked about for months upon months. I mean, this has already been mentioned since the last Kiss Cruise ended. We started talking about and planning things together.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Joe has his wonderful ideas, and we're a group of friends, about, I don't know, 10 of us, that we give all our intake, 10, 15 of us, we give all our intake. And, you know, sometimes we come up with certain things where Joe and Patricia are like, that'll work. So, you know, we're all doing this to have one last hurrah, because I honestly believe after this, hey, there may be another Kiss Cruise, but we know Kiss won't be performing on it. So this is just like the last one, where we could say that we had a Kruise Fest, where you're going to like completely get hyped up for week 2 on the cruise. You're going to see Kiss one last time performing on a cruise. So it's kind of like a nice, you know, twofer to be part of if you're going to go to second cruise. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. Trust me when I tell you guys, I can't emphasize this enough. I'm amazed at how Joe and his wife Patrice are doing this. They're really putting all their heart and soul into this to make it the best thing they can. They're not looking to make a dollar. Nobody is. Okay. This is just for the fans. One last hurrah, you know, as Kiss fans, you know, the greatest band in the world, just having an amazing time.
There you go. There you go. So, DJ, you have the unique experience of being at both Kiss Cruise and Kruise Fest. You, my friend, truly, you're part of history. I'm telling you, we're so happy that you're going to be there, and we can wait to meet you. And Jessica, it's going to be a blast. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. And looking forward to it, gentlemen. I mean, I haven't seen Pasquale in a couple of years. I got to give him a nuggie on the head, you know.
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Been a pleasure, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
To the Kiss Navy, if you want more information on Kruise Fest, please go to cruisefest.com. That's Kruise Fest with a K. Hope to see you at this event. Take care, everybody. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe on YouTube, or follow us on Spotify, Podomatic, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to make yourself heard. Leave us a comment on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. See you all soon, Kiss Army.